time. I'm ready. Coffee, water.
Welcome to the Solid Sound Podcast, where we talk about Japanese music news and other music-related things. How you guys doing? Welcome. Today we are going to be talking about Babymetal. We got some comments we want to read that you guys left on our reaction. We want to talk about them. You guys brought some good points. We're going to talk about Saki's new song release. Also, don't forget, Hanabie interview is going to be released at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're going to do watch party right here. Eric's going to join me, so we're going to be doing some more news later at 3 o'clock. So anything we missed right now, make sure you follow us in Discord. Drop us a link of any news we missed right now for this morning one. And then also we're going to talk about Yoshiki today. You know, he's still doing things. That guy's so crazy. He does so much. And we got a nice little Band-Maid update for today's show. So welcome, guys. Joey was like in the middle of telling us this wild story. I'm like, you know what? You should tell the beautiful chat while we're waiting for everybody to get in. You know, and if you're listening from Spotify, check out the video podcast version over on YouTube. But yeah, Joe, go for it. Go for it.
You really want me to tell this story?
Let's start everyone off with a great,
go ahead.
wholesome morning story.
Wholesome.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Nice. You think it's worth it?
Worth listening to, yeah, for sure. I was having a shit day, and you know, it enlightened my whole day.
Yeah, so if you're having a horrible day, Joey's gonna make it better right now for you. Okay, we're gonna set this off straight.
But you missed it, right, Alan? You didn't actually hear the story.
I didn't hear the story.
Only Joe did.
I didn't hear a story.
He did.
You know, Ken hasn't heard the story yet. Salim hasn't heard the story. Thomas hasn't. You know, Felicia hasn't heard it. Chris.
They don't want to hear this.
You know,
story.
they're really excited to hear your story. Teresa is here. She wants to hear the story. Go, Joe. Here we go. Here, Nubs, take it away.
All right. So, a while back, I was at work, and I had. You guys know what a turkey baster is? It's that thing you use to suck up juice and put it into the turkey for flavor, right? Where in surgery, we have something similar. And I had to fill it up with air and shove it into somebody's ass. And
oh, shit. I didn't expect it to go there.
Oh, no.
And you do it. The reason you do this...
Joe's like, I remember a similar experience.
No, I was just reading the comments. You know, someone is like, oh, no.
Some people have heard some of my stories.
Had an experience like that.
Well, they've heard some of my stories. Some of these people have heard some stories, and so they know it's never good.
All right, keep going. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna talk about Babymetal first, right after this. All right.
All right. So you have to fill it up with air, and you shove it in there. And the purpose of this is you fill the abdomen with water, and you're hoping not to see air bubbles come out from the bowel, right? Because that means there's a hole in there. So I'm shoving it in there, and I push air, and for some reason the bowel doesn't blow up. So they're like, okay, well, what the hell? You didn't do it right. Do it again. So I take it up, fill it up air, shove it in. Doesn't work. I do it a couple times, and finally the surgeon looks down there and they're like, oh, I don't think you're putting it in far enough. Damn it, don't make me laugh. I'm trying to tell the story. You can't make me laugh. I'm trying to tell this goddamn story.
And then?
I look up and I'm like, yeah, story of my life. and he loses his mind, contaminates himself. He has to walk away. Everything.
Oh, God.
And what I also didn't say was the whole thing fell on the floor, and then there was all this shit that dropped on the floor because it just was a mess. It was
like literal great. Shit? Or
oh, yeah. Because there's a bunch of air in there, and I pulled it out, and it just all over the floor. Yeah, it was nasty. Not a good day.
Okay, that did not make my day, so no.
Well, good morning, everyone. I hope you're all awake. All right, so we're going to talk about Brand New Day. Let's start over, guys. Brand New Day, Babymetal.
Okay.
They just released a live version of Brand New Day featuring Tim Henson, and apparently, according to the comment section, could be wrong, they said this wasn't their first time performing together live. I thought it was, but I guess it wasn't. It's just say first on their video, so I'm going to go with the video set. So I think it was their first time performing it together live, according to their description. But the description is kind of hard to make out. It just says Babymetal and Polyphia's first and most exciting brand new day. So, anyways, you guys have never heard the song before, and you guys checked it out. Love to hear your thoughts of this one because this is a very different Babymetal song, very underrated song from the Metal Galaxy album. Start with you, Nubs. What did you think?
I actually really, really enjoyed it. I love Polyphia, so it was going into this was great, and I liked it live. I think I prefer it live.
You prefer the live one?
It was, yeah, very much so. I think that there's like a more expression in it, more expression in the music live. I just really enjoyed it.
I agree with you. I enjoyed it live more also. Was there any other points in the live performance that you really enjoyed? I liked how they let Sue breathe and you just heard her organic vocals. That was one of my favorite parts.
That's true. Yeah, true. No, I think just seeing it being performed by them rather than just hearing it. I don't know. I guess isn't that the case with all like a lot of live music when you listen to live versus recorded? It's like often like the live has just so much more expression and you just feel it more in seeing a live performance than just a recording.
I think yes, unless the band sucks. And you find out.
Hot take on that.
Because there's some bands I've seen live that I wish I never saw live, and I just stuck to the recordings. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I agree with Nobs. I prefer the live version and live because, okay, it's obviously mixed, edited.
Of course.
There's a lot going on. I do prefer it because it sounds more natural for sure, but you also have to take it with a grain of salt. That's definitely edited and fixed at some point. So, but I do prefer the live version for sure. Yeah,
gotcha.
It's a very cool song. That was very very.
Yeah, and believe it or not,
I like Polyphia a lot also.
Yeah. Here's a take on Polyphia's music side of things in this song. I kind of wish Polyphia would do more songs like this. In general, I love the technical stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like it a lot, and it's really amazing to watch. But at a certain point, I kind of, okay, I'm done. But that's how I am with most instrumentals, unless it's just playing in the background listening. But if it's like a song I'm actively getting engaged and listening to, sometimes I'm like, okay, let's chill out. Let's like have some melody, breathing room, but not all the time. Like, their main hits are really amazing. But when I go outside of their main hits, I'm like, oh, it's really good. But I just essentially prefer vocals sometimes over instrumentals. What do you guys think of that?
Oh man, I have lately, like it shifts. So, like it depends on my mood, but I don't know. I feel like lately I've been preferring instrumentals. I've been really enjoying listening to them.
Oh well, you need to check out this Japanese band then if you've been into instrumental. Oh, Asterism. You should check out Asterism. They have a lot of instrumentals. Really amazing instrumental band. That'll be a band I should show you next. I think you'd enjoy them. They do instrumentals and stuff. They just started adding vocals, but the way they started was first with instrumentals going on there.
Yo, the other day I was again working, so I was in surgery, and we always listen to music, as everybody might know. Don't worry, it's not a fucked up story. Everybody might know that we listen to music when we're in surgery, and Polyphia came on, and I forgot what song it was, but like as soon as it came on, you hear the bass, you're like, oh, I know who that is. I turned around like, whose music is this? And the circulator's like, mine. It's my music. I was like, you and me, we on the same fucking page. Let's get more. We want more. Let's go. And we did. We listened to all sorts of Japanese music and all sorts of instrumental music all day long. It was great.
Don't you have a limit when you're in surgery? Like, is there like stuff that you cannot play, like it's music that they cannot play? Like I'm imagining like if it pumps you up, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, cutting like body parts and stuff like that. Because I would be like that.
Like, I hope not. I mean, dude, if you're putting on some fucking metalcore or like deathcore for me, I'm like starting a mosh pit in the surgical room,
Exactly.
We just have to
killing half the doctors around you, and so yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I was genuinely wondering about that.
Well,
guys, I got a great segment for this podcast. We should give one song to Joey or Nubs. We should give one song to Nubs for him to play in the surgical rooms, and then he reports back with how they feel about the song.
Oh, I have one. Sure. Oh, yes, already.
You already got one.
It's actually my go-to song when I'm at a party with friends that are not into metal. Like I always go and pick a song and put it in the list in the queue. So at some point it will come up, and it's always Cannibal Corpse, I Come Blood. Always. That one always works. And people are like listening to whatever, like reggaeton and stuff like that, like Spanish music or whatever, like pop, Taylor Swift.
Oh,
and then
man.
I Come Blood is like, what the fuck is that? Who put that?
Or Hammer Smash Face would be great.
Yeah, something like that.
There is one song. There is one song that we're not allowed to play, and it's happened by accident a few times. And that is, as everybody could probably guess, Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. You cannot play that. You can't do it. You can't do it. And it's happened. It's happened. There's been a few cases where we're rolling them out, like we're done, like surgery's over, we're rolling them out the door, and it comes on as we're pushing them out the door. Another One Bites the Dust. Like, dude, and, I mean, we get a good fucking laugh at it, but we need to.
All right, I like Simno's suggestion. Joey, can you play Jaluka Venom the next time you're in the surgical room with everyone?
Sure, of course. I'll play anything.
And next week he'll report back to us and tell us what they think of Jaluka Venom. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me write that.
Simno, are you sure we should start that hard?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll start with that one. Then we'll show them some Band-Maid and Hanabie and stuff.
Let me put that down.
Jaluka Venom. He's writing it down. All right, new segment of the podcast. Joey shows people in the surgical room a new song. That's the next segment.
Venom.
All right, back to the Babymetal discussion.
All right, there we go.
There's some. Did you guys watch the reaction? Some of the comments I made about it. We kind of talked about it a little bit right now. How I do enjoy the live version better. I like the organicness from the guitar that I heard. I really need to see Polyphia live. I feel like I'll like Polyphia live way more. For some reason, I feel like I'm gearing towards the live experience a lot more. I just am. I think my brain and my ears are just fatigued with the overproduction that we're hearing in recordings. And I think that's why everyone's just enjoying these live performances. Even if it is edited a little bit, it makes me realize something in the 90s, right? If you listen to 90s recordings, they're very organic and they sound really good. Because they left some element of imperfections in it, where the newer music, they're just completely fucking wiping it all out, you know?
Yeah.
But some Stone Temple Pilots is a good example. One of my favorite bands. I fucking love Stone Temple Pilots. Their recordings were so good, but they were so they had such cool imperfection in there, or lags and beats and stuff that made the song better. And I really like that. And I think it brings us back to this Babymetal Brand New Day, where I'm just like, damn, that sounds really good. I really like how that sounds compared to the studio version. But this has always been the case for Babymetal. I think fans and all of us can agree that's the biggest thing about Babymetal is that there is so much better live than listening to those overly produced albums. But I also appreciate it gives you a reason to go to the shows, you know? You can't just watch the videos online. You have to go experience them in person, or you're going to have to watch fan cams. But fan cams are still not going to do it because you still have the compression and everything from the phone. You're not going to get the full experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah. So when I mix a song, and it makes sense why this works so well. When I mix a song, normally what I do is I send all the instruments and the vocals into another track to make it sound live. I'll make a artificial room where I send everybody's signal into, and I always have to add that in after the fact, because if I don't, it sounds overly produced. Or, you know what I mean? Or I will do this thing where I don't quantize. I just make sure I play it over and over again, and if I listen to it, I'm like, that sounds good. I don't care.
As long as it sounds good. I mean, fine, fuck it.
Because I've definitely used to get into that habit of you quantize things, but after a certain period of time, I realized it's actually easier just to play the riff over and over again and do that, because you spend so much time trying to perfect it anyways. But
it's funny you talk about it. I was just watching a video about that, just before the podcast. It's Jacob Hansen, you know the producer, right?
No, I don't.
You don't? Well,
I probably know of him and don't realize it. One of those things.
Jacob Hansen, he did like Volbeat, stuff like that.
Okay. I love Volbeat, actually.
Oh, wow.
Pretty big fan.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
He's like major producer from Denmark. And he was like talking about, how to fake a drum, how do you call that? A drum room mic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you have a shit signal, for example, and he's like, fuck it. So he would do what you said. He would take all the elements, or he would take like one of the overhead mics and put it into another channel. Put some compression, some more distortion, stuff like that, and it gives a little bit of dirt and depth actually.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Exactly. It adds a lot. I've showed this on the Twitch streams also, where I like hit the button, take it away, put it on. You can hear this huge difference with it. Jim said Polyphia's pretty dead live. They don't move much. The videos like Ego Death and Playing God are pretty close. Okay. Is that a bad thing though?
Because it's hard. Their music is fucking hard.
That's true. Like they're playing some crazy shit.
When you play that, you can't move.
Yeah.
You can't even think.
I can see that. Yeah.
It's very true. I played in a tech metal band, March of Kronos, and that was a pain to move around. It wasn't as fun as like playing in a punk band where you can go around and go crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the elements of Firewind's a good example. You guys have elements where it's very intricate and where it's not so intricate, and I think it allows for more movement.
Yeah, exactly.
On stage. But
yeah. It's not too busy, like we always have to think or be so focused on what we're playing. So, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So, some of the comments were, I mentioned some things at the end of the reaction. If you guys remember, I said, what if they had an actual lineup of a band? Like, what if they had actual band members for fans to latch on in Babymetal? Like Commie Band. We call them Commie Band. Right now, they've been using the West Commies for the past 5 years or so, I believe. And I think they've been switching out the bassist, but the rest of the members have been pretty consistent. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. It's been somewhere around the realms of that. What do you guys think of them having a permanent band? Do you think that would add to the experience of Babymetal, or does it really even matter? It's just based on the girls and that's it.
Well, I mean, I think it matters. I think it certainly matters, but I think at this point, Kobe has a lot of connections now, obviously, with the fame and growth of Babymetal. So he's able to branch out to a lot of different talented musicians that can come in and add something new to their style and music.
Gotcha.
So I think it's important that they don't keep just one band. I think it helps to bring in new shit.
Yeah, I think so too. It adds more fresh flavor to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. On the other hand, also when you have fixed band members like that, then you also sort of rely on those people, and fans will get attached to them, and then if one of the guys for whatever reason has to go, then it's more drama. People get involved, like, oh, you guys are fucking assholes, you kicked him out, or whatever happened with Slipknot or stuff like that, which is pointless drama for So I kind of get why they don't want to get the band involved, and they just keep it as the three singers and that's it, and we're the focus, and then that's it.
That's a really good point.
You know what I mean?
I love what you said there. That's a really good point. Yeah, just you already have the girls, right? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't change them whatsoever. You saw how big of a backlash it was with Yui, right? So I think adding the band members to that would definitely complicate things, and it has already, and they didn't even really have permanent members. There's still debates. There's still debates about like the drummer or the bassist, or Bo's better or Hideki's better, or like something like that. And of course, we had the passing of Mikio. That was a really big thing. There's comparisons to him, comparisons to Omura. I get what you guys are saying. It definitely makes things more complicated. The more members you have that are attached to the brand, definitely can get complicated, for sure.
And people love to get involved, even though they don't know shit. You know, they have no idea what's going on behind the
Ain't
scenes.
that the truth?
They'll have to comment on something like, "Oh,
Oh my God.
kicked him out." You know, fucking bitches. You know, like, no, like, shut up.
Joe is saying this from experience with his band.
Yes,
I felt a little bit of
pisses me off.
I can feel it. I brought out some trauma for Joe right now.
Yeah. Like, why do people need to get involved? I don't get it. It's like, people have lives, you know. Sometimes they have to move on. Sometimes they have to leave. Sometimes there is drama, but sometimes there isn't.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, there isn't.
Fact is, you don't know, so don't get involved.
Yep. Yeah. Galkin in the comments said, funny you mentioned the overproduction. I comment about this on all the live videos. If people really want to experience Babymetal, they need to check out fan videos or go see them. You might hear a bad note here and there, but it's clearly live and it's just hits so much harder, i.e. Maya and Mirror Mirror on fan videos hit way harder than the version from the Blu-ray, which I thought was interesting that it hits harder than the Blu-ray version, which, you know, goes to show you how much production they put behind the Blu-ray. I've said this before millions of times. Babymetal's albums are Babymetal's live DVDs could be separate albums in themselves. Anyways, those songs live are punishing. Great observation. I also agree with the band being permanent and ditching the mask, although my hot take is I like the current band. Yeah, which I don't know why that would be a hot take. The current band's really fucking good. Feels like it's a vogue to call for the Japanese members to come back, but I think the current band is more metal and plays modern sound better, if that makes any sense. I get what he's saying. I think maybe the previous Kami band had more feel, which I prefer. I prefer that more. I would say the newer band is definitely way more technical, really on the point, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was like, you know, there's always going to be those members. There's going to be those guitar players that are like perfectly on time, and then you got the guitar players that just like, they just feel their way through the measures, you know? So,
yeah.
It all depends.
Yeah.
Another comment here by Strimbeck. He says, how much of these collaborations a product of musicians wanting to collaborate with Sue, the vocalist, versus the Babymetal, the image / production team, and or just cross promotion with the Asian market? I think a lot of it has to do with promotion and production, like the image. I think they just want to get the market. They want to capture other markets and expand. Definitely, that's why they do these collaborations.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
100%.
I agree also.
Oh, look at that. We got Marty Metal in the chat. I was just about to read your comment right now. Marty Metal said, in regards to your commentary about the band, let me ask you, Ellen, if you were Omura type prodigy who can play anything and didn't want to be considered to a whole band concept, of course they would love to have a supergroup, but how long do supergroups last? Not very long. And also with Babymetal, Koba is a personal friends with many of the top songwriters in Japan, as well as session players. He just needs a band capable of performing these songs. And in the beginning, the all-star band he had to work with gave Babymetal credibility, but it likely didn't challenge their skills completely. I agree with that, Marty Metal, 100%.
That's a very good comment.
Yeah, very good comment. Yeah, I remember I sent this to Joe, and Joe's like, man, why can't every comment be like this?
Like, finally, no hate. Like, right? He's actually making good points, you know.
Yeah.
But I see he's saying, like, Bo and Nomura are having physical problems with their hands. I wasn't aware of that, actually.
Oh,
like,
they were.
has problems.
Oh, both Bo and Omura are having physical problems with their hands and fingers, are limited to their playing and traveling. Ooh, that sucks.
Like, did they injure them? Like, did they injure their hands, or is it something
when you play like them, dude? If you're gonna get arthritis and shit, you know?
That's what I'm wondering.
Work as well.
Is it a temporary thing or kind of a lifelong issue?
Man, who knows? I don't know.
So what's going on? Like, do we know what they're having? I mean, I don't know Bo, but I know Takayoshi, of course. So I was wondering. I wasn't aware he had physical issues with his hands.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Bo has a family.
Bo has a family now. Takayoshi, you've played with him. You played with him in a couple things. What projects did you play with him on?
Marty Friedman.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. See, that guy has played with some legends, man. You have,
yeah, for sure.
You played with.
yeah. I was gonna say he has.
That's fucking crazy.
Sometimes it's funny because
Go ahead.
It made me think like a comment that Marty Friedman made about Takeyoshi when he joined Babymetal. He's like, I don't know what we were talking about, but he just said like, yeah, I mean, Babymetal, the guy that writes their music, he doesn't write them on guitars and stuff like that. He writes them on a keyboard, and so it's like when you translate it to guitar, it doesn't make so much sense, right? Like it's kind of hard, like different movements and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to get from one chord to the other or stuff like that, like at the speed that they play it. And he was like, so yeah, they had to get like someone that could play that shit. So, and Takeyoshi was probably like one of the only guys in Japan that could do it. So that's why they got him. Like, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those producers, they do a lot of that stuff with keyboards. They come up with all the guitars and stuff. And the way that technology is, you can even program the guitar and get a good sound. You can do MIDI guitar and everything. There's some MIDI guitar out there that's like really freaking good. It's crazy. And then to replicate that live, you're gonna need people that can actually play it. If you want that experience.
Yeah.
And he's good. He's good. I mean, Babymetal's had nothing but the best. Koba, you got to give him credit for the way that he brings people together and can get so many people to join him on tracks. I mean, that is impressive. It really is. It really is. Even, I know Babymetal is much more famous now, but it's still very impressive how he can just convince people to do these projects with him.
He's done a fantastic job with collaborating with so many different musicians.
Yeah, I mean, can we think of anyone like him, like that has focused in on one band and just went all the fuck out and convinced all these people to do this? That's saying a lot.
Well, I wonder if that. I mean, it obviously must help that he's not one that has to actually play on stage, has to actually be like the musician for Babymetal. So imagine, one of you guys who are, you're on tour, you're constantly doing this and that, trying to promote. Then on top of that, you're trying to also collaborate with other musicians and try to schedule everything with them, when, where. That's gotta be a pain in the ass.
It is.
Being able to do that from the background a little bit as he can must help a lot.
Oh yeah, I agree. Any last comments on the Babymetal stuff? All right. Oh, balloons. We got balloons. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect transition. So, Saki, formerly from Nemophila, has released her first music video. Well, not her first music video. You know what I mean? Music video for her new project outside of Nemophila. I'm not going to lie, guys. The whole time I'm listening to the song, all I could hear was Mayu, the singer from Nemophila. All I could hear was her vocals on the entire track. Like the chorus, sounded like a melody she would sing. So I was wondering in my head, damn, how many of the melodies does Saki write for Mayu? Because I instantly heard her voice when the chorus lead line came in on this new song that Saki just put out. It's a great song. It's amazing. I just imagine vocals the entire time. There's some parts of the bridges that are really, really cool. Different mixing technique, different style of how they did this washy kind of thing with the rhythm where it was da-dun, and it kind of washed out. I've never heard anyone break up the guitar like that, which I thought was interesting. There's some cool things that I've never heard before on the track. So I'm really excited to see what she does next on the rest of the EP. I think it's already out now. I should probably go just check out the full thing. Yeah, it's out 6/21/2024. So it's already out. And nice. So she has a link over here on her video. We'll drop the links in the description of the video so for you guys to check it out if you haven't. But it's called The Empress. What were your overall thoughts, Snubs?
I actually loved it. It's kind of right up my alley for that instrumental kind of music that I've been listening to. So it was perfectly in tune with my mood at that moment, especially. So I enjoyed the way she was playing. I thought that I don't know. You thought what were you saying about the mix? You thought it was the washout.
I thought it was cool. Broke it up. I thought it was cool. It's very interesting. Yeah. I think it does fit too.
What she was doing.
No, nothing was out of place about it. It was good. But it was a fresh new take on an instrumental, I thought. It was definitely different. If you just listen to the surface, maybe you would say no, but when you listen to how everything's mixed, the rhythm in the back, it's actually very different for what they're doing, what she's doing for an instrumental track. It's really interesting that she went this route. Honestly, I think she's still going to join bands, or if she's not already still in bands.
Maybe collaborate a little bit, just jump in a little bit, what's the other one? Nita Strauss or something?
Nita Strauss.
The same kind of thing. Yeah. kind of jumps in, does collabs with other people, and maybe we should do something like that.
I think she will. I think that'd be.
Yeah.
I think she will, and that would be cool. But it just shows you how good of a songwriter she is, because the full song sounds great. I can hear like a full band version of this easily. Obviously, there's a full band recorded on here, but you know what I mean, like with a vocalist and everything. I heard the vocal melodies coming through the guitar very easily. Joe, what did you think?
I like the song. I mean, it's quality stuff, of course. Good songwriting, and it kind of went with my mood also when I listened to it. It kind of reminded me a bit of it had some Polyphia vibe also at times.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Maybe those chopped up rhythms a little bit.
Yeah, it's well played. The video is very cool, I thought. What I did not like, and it's recurrent, but it's the techno drums. Like
I thought it was cool, the techno drums. You didn't like the techno ones? You wanted that mixed in there?
I like acoustic sounds, so
yeah.
I would have preferred for like if it had like real drums on it, that would have been so much better in my opinion. But I enjoyed the rest, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, we already know that you like everything raw.
You like everything raw. He takes it in
we know
raw.
that you like
he
everything
loves
raw.
it raw.
We know that.
He wants it raw. By the way, the dress that she's wearing on the second half is fucking amazing looking. Like where she starts like twirling around, like what the fuck kind of dress is that? Like, cause it like splits apart or something, or am I just tripping out? It looks like it splits apart. It's a beautiful dress. I don't know.
No, it's a great dress.
Maybe
I love the color.
Maybe I haven't seen enough dresses. It's just
that's a weird thing to say. I don't know how does one even say that?
I know I know the comments are gonna be like, "Alan, that's how dresses work." Like, oh,
yeah. Okay. I don't even know how to even respond to that. I guess I haven't seen enough dresses. What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck?
Overall, I can't
wear dresses also, Alan.
You bought a dress. Yes, you have.
I think I've seen you wearing dresses before.
Yes, you have. Yes.
Well, they were skirts, not dresses.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, let's differentiate that shit real quick. Let's sit down and talk about that. I was wearing a skirt, not a dress. Okay.
But anyways, moving on. Saki was great. Great in that track. All right, so Joey gave me one of the weirdest articles. Nubs gave me one of the most weirdest articles. I don't know why he gave this to me, but I was like, wow, Yoshiki is doing stuff.
Thing I sent you.
So Yoshiki is going to present the world's most luxurious dinner show in August. Overwhelming demand for premier VIP packages set record high. Special tickets announced for overseas fans. I don't even know what to say about this. So Yoshiki will host this annual evening/breakfast with Yoshiki 2024 dinner show in August at the Grand Hyatt Tokyo, offering a total of 10 performances for an annual event, which has continually set the bar for quality and elegance at exclusive artist events. The announcement was made at a May 17th press conference in Tokyo, attended virtually by media from North America, South America, and Asia. Imagine being that big. You're just like, I'm going to hold a press conference about my exclusive artist event. That's wild,
crazy,
bro.
crazy.
Yoshiki's dinner show tickets famously sell out immediately after they go on sale each year. Fans rushed to purchase tickets last year when the first pre-sale lottery opened, and the situation this year is expected to be just as competitive. Additionally, in response to strong requests for premiere tickets, a limited number of VIP premium package tickets will be available for 300,000 yen per seat. How much is that, guys, in U.S.? Do you want to know?
Well, the dollar keeps changing. I don't really.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Maybe chat can let us know. Let us know down below. Visitors from overseas are increasing year by year because of Yoshiki's active role on the world stage. In 2023, Yoshiki made his directional debut with the documentary Yoshiki Under the Sky, became the first Japanese artist to be honored with a hand and footprint ceremony at the TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood in 2024. His high fashion brand I forgot he has this. Mason Yoshiki Paris opened Milan Fashion Week, and he has recently awarded with Variety Magazine's prestigious International Achievement in Music. In April, he captivated audiences worldwide with his performance of the U.S. national anthem at Dodger Stadium, home to Japanese baseball stars. Otani, I'm gonna butcher these guys' names.
Shohei Otani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
But holy crap, dude. This guy is insane. And is he? I mean, I know he's doing music. He did the last Rock Stars. They did like what? How many original songs? Just like one or two?
But they're coming back. I found out they're coming back.
They're coming
really
back.
Excited. Yeah, the last Rock Stars. They're doing it again in 2025.
Oh man,
but, yeah,
your girlfriend's gonna love that one. She's absolutely loves the last Rock Stars.
Yeah, we're gonna be going back to see them again. That's for sure.
Joey might lose her to one of these band members one of these days.
Bye.
She's a Miyavi fan, right? She's huge into Miyavi. Yeah. It's just crazy. So, I mean, it goes on to say, like, he'll celebrate the 10th anniversary of his annual dinner shows which have been held 75 times since their launch in 2014. So he's been doing this for a while. This has been for a very, very, very long time.
Can you imagine how amazing that must look? Like, the dinner, everything, the whole setting must look absolutely beautiful. We gotta try to find some pictures of like previous years. Like the dinner he must do, like the piano, the whole setup must be just fantastic. I would love to see it.
Yeah,
there's gotta be pictures out there.
I
mean, look. You know, he also produces. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. He's producing a boy band. He's producing a new boy band.
Yeah, there's a boy band. Yeah, he has a fucking boy band.
It's
like,
crazy.
What the shit?
Yeah. Pretty metal boy band, actually, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys listen to it.
No, I haven't listened to it. Is it good? Is it pretty good?
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
Not too bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like, it kind of reminds me of, what's that band? Five Finger Death Punch? Is it like sometimes? And then it's sort of American metal. It's not, it doesn't sound very Japanese, actually.
Oh, okay. Hanabie says it's $2,000 roughly USD. So
yeah,
and he said it better be good.
Yeah,
it better be good. In addition, Yoshiki announced a world tour for his band, The Last Rock Stars, and they are scheduled for spring 2025, including performance in Japan, Asia, North America, Central and South America, and Europe. But there's no cities and dates, right? You think they're going to go outside of California and New York this time?
I hope so. Well, like I said, I don't really care. I'm going to see him in New York, so
yeah, we know they're going to go to New York.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be seeing him there.
We got set up an interview with him. Wonder if we could pull that off. Is he gonna be in New York?
Good luck with that.
That'd be crazy. Hey,
That'd
you never
be
know.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, you never know. Let's
yeah,
try it.
How big is that guy?
He's fucking huge.
Yeah,
massive. He's from X Japan. Like, dude, this like to get an interview with him would be nuts.
I don't think I could fathom. It's hard to fathom how big he is because, like, in our circle, you don't hear too much about him. But then outside of it, you're like, holy shit, this guy's massive, you know? And the fact that, like, he had a band like Band-Maid open for them is insane, which is just, it speaks on him, like, knowing how talented they were and have them actually come on with them is pretty amazing. I wonder if he'll do something like that again with another Japanese band in the U.S. You think so?
I wonder who's more famous, though. Him or Hyde?
Yoshiki, 100%.
Well,
for sure.
Well, Yoshiki's been around probably longer, but Hyde he's considered like the most famous. What is Japanese musician?
Babymetal's famous neck brace is a tribute to him. Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about that. But why again, Marty Metal? If you could elaborate. Yoshiki also revealed that the music of X Japan and Yoshiki will begin streaming on major international platforms starting July 2024. I think we talked about this before. So that'll give fans around the world access to singer's music. Anyways, the guy is freaking massive, insane. And speaking of Band-Maid, Band-Maid will be releasing their new song on... It's Protect You. It's going to be released on July 5th, 2024. So this is for the TV anime Grandizer U. Have you heard of that anime, Joey?
I haven't, but I saw the video and I was hoping that they'd have some of the music, like a preview of the music, but they didn't, which was disappointing. But it looks kind of cool. I've not seen it though.
They have a preview of the music. You want to hear it?
Oh, they didn't. When I listened to it, they didn't.
You got to unmute it.
Oh no, that fuck you. No. There was a preview of the anime, like they were showing you the anime, and they were talking about this, but they didn't show the music. The music wasn't in the background.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think for the preview of this? Have you guys have? I need to get you guys to check out some Band-Maid. I think I've gotten some of you. Joey has, I know.
I've seen Band-Maid.
Yeah, you've seen Band-Maid live. Yeah, that's right.
Was that the song we did a reaction to a couple of weeks ago? Was it the same?
I don't know. No, it's not. This is they only have like a small version of it, a small little clip of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but that's what we did. Also, we did like a small version reaction. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe it was.
Yeah, and it was an anime playing. It was not. You couldn't see the band play.
Oh,
the tribute.
You guys don't remember?
I don't remember.
I
think it was a different one.
It showed anime, but didn't have the music in the background. That's what I'm thinking of.
Which was music in the background. You know the one that starts with a blast beat and stuff like that?
Yes. Actually, yes.
We did check this out.
Yes.
We did.
That's the one, right?
That's all you had to say. We'd be like,
I know this song.
Yeah, we did check this out together. I'm dumb.
Yeah, we fucking suck.
We've already done this one, guys. So that's right. Yoshiki was the ex-Japan drummer who injured his neck after headbanging. That's right. That's why the neck brace was given to him or whatnot, or it honored him. That's why Babymetal had that honored him with the neck brace. Was that after the fact, or was that like all part of the plan? I can't remember the story. It's starting to come back to me now as you guys are talking about it in the chat. Nemophila, some drama, some controversy, guys, with Nemophila.
What's the controversy?
Okay, I just want. I want to lead you. I want to take you guys down my thought process, okay? Because I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" As I was slowly, researching and diving deep into these comments. Okay.
Whoa! Wait!
No,
I don't know anything about this.
You don't need to. So
I don't need to. I don't need any background.
No.
Okay.
So. I get this tweet. Shout out to CMST. He shares it with me, right? And I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? So this comes out from Nemophila, right? I'm gonna show you guys in the order of receipts I got these, okay? So I'm thinking this is like a huge fucking issue, right? Something big's happening here, right? So it goes. It appears that some customers have engaged in immoral behavior on social media, etc. If such behavior is found in the future, we may take severe action, so please cooperate by being mindful of etiquette and enjoying the event. So I don't know if it's just a rough translation because it says social media also. So I think this is why I'm like, dude, what the fuck are people like sending them? You know what I mean? Like obviously something's being sent like that's pretty messed up. So I'm like, wow. That means it got so bad that they had to make a post about it. But later on, I find out why they made a post about it. And then I was reading some of the comments, like by some of the other people. They're like, this is a statement that only questions the customer's morals. There should be a comment about how to improve this case. Isn't the management a bit off? So like you have like some people in the chat like challenging the management. Why aren't they offering solutions or whatnot? Another person said, I feel like this word is used because there are people who violate manners to such degree that they need to be severely punished. I personally think this is fine. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened? Like, I feel like they know more than what we do, right? And then it's like, I understand the content well, but I don't think punishment is the right word in this case. Punishment is something that is handed down from above by authority, just like a sign that says, fine for parking illegally on private property is actually wrong. In this case, severe action. So I'm just like completely confused. And I think you guys were just as confused when I sent you these comments or whatnot.
I'm confused.
So yeah.
So then
you talk about social media, but then you talk about cutting lines and stuff. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So and then I see Hazuki's post where it says, I saw a sad post. I believe that the quality of the fans' manner is in direction a reflection of the band's reputation, which is I really thought this was cool how she like took ownership of maybe we can do something to make this better. So what's pretty much happening, she says, I don't really like to say this, but if you keep reserving spots or cutting in line, you may be asked to leave. So this brought up something in my head that happened at a Nemophila concerts that I went to, right? So we all want to have fun, so let's enjoy the live show with consideration for each other. So I'm like, this is literally about line cutting, which is, to me, I was like, that's pretty impressive. They're like, we're even line cutting, even down to line cutting, we're gonna get really strict on this, and we want to make sure everyone's having a great time, right? Or having a good time out there. I was like, that's pretty cool. They're like, make sure all the rules are strict and stuff. But something that happens at these Japanese concerts, bands concerts in the US at least, I don't know about in Japan. I don't know if it's a similar situation, or maybe some like outside people are going to Japan and bringing in the customs that we did over here, or trying to. So what happens is if you get in line, right, and you're waiting there and then you leave, there'll be a guy there with a marker that writes numbers on everyone's hand, right? So I think that's what she's referring to as reserving a spot. So if you walk away, you can come back and you can get in line with that number on your hand. All right. And then other people, I'm thinking this is what happened. And maybe people that got there didn't see them leave, or they didn't get a number. So they just like went in there and probably caused some problems with the people that were actually numbering the hands. And I think it turned into a big thing. Now, I don't know what the social media part's about, because there's nothing about that.
Doesn't make sense.
I just found this part. So overall, what are you guys thinking from this?
I mean, I know that in Japan, it is ingrained in them to be courteous of others. So being
respectful
staying in line is pretty simple task for them in Japan. Like, it's not really even a thought process. They just do it naturally. Nobody's really cutting. Everybody just gets in line and just waits their turn. So maybe like you were saying, Alan, people from over here or whatever from the West was going over there and causing a bit of a stir, but. This reaction seems.
Well, this is how serious they take it. That's how serious they take it, and I respect it.
Yeah. They want people to be respectful of others, and cutting a line and all that bullshit. It's kind of what kids do. Like we're adults. You shouldn't have to be doing this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I gotta say this. From the whole number standpoint, I really appreciate everybody that organizes the whole number system here in the U.S. Like, I remember I went to the Dell show in Nemophila. Everyone writes down the numbers. Everyone has to be respectful and on board with that system for it to work. And I'm really impressed with how many people are like in on it. Like, even for the Band-Maid concerts, well organized. You always have this guy that's out there with a marker. Oh, you have this one. Oh, they number it, and they kept in order. Now, of course, when we got close to the doors and more people showed up, it kind of went out the window. But in the beginning, it was really nice to see like the hardcore fans were like really coming together. They're really friendly about it and stuff. But there's probably always that one person that fucks it up, right? So I knew it wasn't going to last long, or like something was going to erupt out of this eventually when it comes to that, because some of those people are going to be like, I don't give a fuck. If I'm standing here the entire time waiting, I don't care about some number. If you walk away, you walk away. I stood here the entire time and waited, and some people do that where they will go in line and they'll, their friends aren't there yet, and they'll come like way later and then go in front with them. The selfish side of me is like, yeah, do the number system. That's fucking great. I love getting a number and then walking off and going eating for a while and then come back and get back in line where I was. That sounds great to me from the selfish standpoint. But what about the people that are like waiting there for long periods of times, or they just show up, they know nothing about the number system, or they never got a number on their hand, or you missed that one person? Like, how do you handle it from there, right?
Well, I mean, it's a new system. It's going to take time for people to know that it exists, that they're going to have to do this when they go there. So first few times it's going to be hectic and there's going to be problems, but
this is a fan system. This isn't like an actual system.
Well, maybe it should be an actual system. Maybe it should be a real thing. Something to consider. If people can't fucking just be nice to each other, then maybe we have to.
Okay. Sebastian in the comments says it wasn't a cut line matter, but people preventing other people to stand on certain spots in the venue. Okay, that's a bigger issue.
That's different.
That's why I wanted to bring it up to the community, because I just wanted some clarification on this, because at one one part, I was like, you know what? I could see this being a problem in the U.S. for sure because we started doing that whole numbering system, and you know how people are here. They'll fucking hold the spot for other people, and you'll probably get into a fight about being in line.
That's because Americans are douches. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I hear you don't like Americans, Joey.
I have a personal investment in my dislike for Americans. Yes.
It's because you live in Boston, bro.
I do not live in Boston. I just work there. Okay. I live in New York. Okay. This is New York.
Even worse.
Not New York City.
Still
With
worse.
farms and forests and rivers.
That's even worse. You're just digging I'm giving you shovels now.
Oh god.
But anyways, so okay, that was literally about people holding spots. So do they in the actual venue? Do they have a number system for where they stand? That's
I don't get that.
That's
How are
pretty
they
crazy.
holding spots in the venue. How are they doing that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Down on the floor, it gets messy. You just get up there and do your thing. I'm very confused. And in Japan, there's assigned seating. There's almost always assigned seating. So I don't understand how they can hold a spot for other people inside the venue. I don't get that part.
Sebastian said, no, there's no spot reserve system. If you guys know more about this, please drop us a comment down below. We'd love to read them and know what's going on. If you're watching this after fact, if you're listening from Spotify or a streaming platform, come on over. Let us know if you know more about it.
I'm still as confused as before. We still don't know what happened. Yeah, I have no idea. We're just guessing here.
Yeah, we'd have no idea.
Like, what the fuck?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
What's the thing with social media? Like, it doesn't make any sense now. I don't know.
I don't know the thing about social media either. Yeah, that's kind of wild.
This whole thing has just got me fucking local. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get it either. I don't think anyone gets it.
We just got everybody confused now.
Yeah, we just confused everyone. Jesus. This is gonna be a great clip. It's gonna be a great clip. I'm gonna clip this out.
Fuck this. So, the moral of the story is don't be a dick. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Be respectful of everyone around
Respect the rules, say wherever you go, and then that's it. You'll be fine.
It's very easy.
Sebastian said there's a video about this. If you could drop me that link underneath the music news in our Discord server, I appreciate it. We'll check it out. I like that though. The moral story: don't be a dick. Yeah. There simple. We go. That's a good one.
Very simple.
That's a good way to end that segment right there. We'll end it right there. Don't be a dick.
Over here.
All right. Don't be a dick. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, guys. We do this every morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Sundays. And then we do another one later today at 3 p.m. to follow up on any news we missed. Don't forget that today at 3 o'clock, we're doing a watching party of the Hanabie interview that I was a part of, helping out Joe Ciccone for Fox News. It's going to be so fucking awesome. We're going to be in there answering any of your questions. Joe's is going to come on. We're going to talk about behind the scenes and all that stuff about Hanabie. Then I'm going on Twitch with Eric to do live reactions. So make sure you just hit notifications. We got a lot of things going on. Wednesday, we had another show, and John Reeves will be updating us soon, too, about Japan when he was over there and other things. Also, Joe Nunez is going to be starting some drumming stuff very soon. He'll let us know. He'll keep us updated. That's why he should be in our Discord server. He'll let you know when he does his drum videos. That's right. Him and I, actually, the three of us are going to be working on Japanese covers. We'd love to hear your suggestions on what we should do, what you'd be most excited for us to play. Drop those down below in the links in the comments. Drop all that stuff. If you guys want to support us further, we have a podcast donation thing on patreon.com. The link's in there. You just go to the Dicodec one. You'll see the one that says podcast, and that directly goes to all of us to support what we're doing here on the podcast. All right. So I'll see you all later today. See you.
See you all.